Gillette Public Access Television presents North by Northeast, a news magazine about Northeast Wyoming. We're back with the conclusion of our interview with Kaycee Mayor Tom Knapp.
Tell me about, it looks to me like the Invasion Bar seems to be one of the center points of the town. Is that true? And tell me a little bit of history about that.
You know, the Invasion Bar is probably the center and one of the big social spots of the community. After our flood in 2002, it really changed because we have two bars in town, and the Hole in the Wall bar was right beside the Invasion Bar. And then in 2002, the flood took out the Hole in the Wall bar, so it actually moved to the north end of town, which kind of pulled it away from the center of the community. And the people, Amanda and Crosby Taylor, own the Invasion Bar, and they are very, very economic development. They support everything. If you have an event, or if you want to have an event, you get a hold of one of those two, and they're there to help you with music or donations, or an amazing family that has really contributed a lot to Kaycee.
Gotcha. Now, okay, so you're talking about the flood. How high was so I'm assuming we'd have been underwater or in the water here.
Yes, we'd be standing in water. There was we call it the pool hall was here. There was a vacant lot and two buildings that way. We had 7.5 inches of rain overnight that hit south and west of Kaycee and come into the Powder River. And Powder River, middle fork of Powder River drains over 400,000 square miles. So it all come
right through
here. Yeah. The funny part that happened with this is then we found out that with FEMA rules, we could have lost this whole community, every building, and we weren't big enough to qualify for FEMA help.
So who came to your assistance?
The NRCS, Natural Resources. Yep. They come in and they removed, they tore down, hauled away $1 million.
Wow.
Is what we finally figured about the final tablet.
So what was, it seems if I recall, lots of local communities came to your assistance.
Yes.
What did that mean to the residents of Kaycee?
I don't think anyone could fathom the support that actually come in. Not only Gillette with equipment, Casper with equipment, National Guard. We had over $200,000 in private donations that we give to the people that lost their trailers, lost some of their stuff, lost their homes, businesses. I can't even describe to see the people that just showed up in cars and said, "How can we help? Where do you want us to start?" People in the community that I shut my business down for 4 days and just cleaned and went from place to place. My business wasn't affected so much by the water until finally the county was down there with all this equipment, and they finally said, "Look, you need to fix tires." We got to get some stuff going here. So basically, about a turnout, the state of Wyoming, $250,000 to get us started, and unbelievable.
So you're a lifelong resident. Had you ever seen any flood anywhere close to this?
No. We've had floods come from with high water from the north. We've had a lot of floods from Powder River, but nothing like that.
Mayor Knapp, anything else you'd like to tell me about Kaycee?
I think there's a lot Kaycee has to offer. We have the Bighorn Mountains to the west, 20 minutes away. You can make a loop going north towards Buffalo. You can make a loop south. There we have, as you can see here, the Chris Ledoux Park. We have a wonderful museum that's free to the public. Shows our history on what was in the area. They have some wonderful tours for the Dull Knife Battlefield, for the Hole in the Wall. which the largest tourist attraction in Johnson County is the Hole in the Wall, with Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Some great things to come and see. Great day trip to come down and have a burger and see our community, and we'd love to have anyone come and look at our town.
All right, well, thank you, Mayor Knapp,
Thank
for
you.
the interview,
Yeah.
and get on down to Kaycee, I guess is what Mayor Knapp's saying.
Yeah.
Coming up on North by Northeast, another unique partnership in Campbell County. And now, the conclusion of North by Northeast interview with Mike and Jeff Wandler of LNH Industrial. We continued by asking about the importance of community involvement.
The one that we just finished was the Yes House. We contribute and participate in the Yes House. And what we're trying to do is really support our people and fund our people that are involved in these activities, and the communities where we're making our money, we like to put, give back to those communities. And it's not really about getting credit for those things, it's really about doing the right thing and contributing back. So even in the tough times, we try to be disciplined to keep participating, keep helping those that need help. And I know Jeff knows 2 or 3 more that we're working on.
Yeah, just we support all of them that are charities. So we each do a few of them. You know, I usually do stuff with the hospice, and our other partners do stuff with other ones. So we try to spread it around so that it's fair. And I think some of the other things we do in the community, besides just the charitable giving, though, is just supporting the community in general for all kinds of things, from kids sports to just all kinds of things. And I think really bringing employees in. And we do a lot of business with the other businesses around town. We're one of the bigger consumers of things like welding supplies and all that kind of stuff. So we spend a lot of money in the community, up in the millions of dollars. We also, Mike has a program where he goes in clear to the junior high level and starts promoting kids into our trades, so that we're creating opportunities for very good jobs that are here in the community that we keep local.
We're really focused on technical education, and Wyoming has great technical education programs. We're part of that. We're committed to that. We go, like Jeff said, into the high schools, into the junior highs. We look for kids that would enjoy that kind of career. We mentor them. We let them work here as COE students and help them figure out what programs they want to go through. And then we work with the college. We sit on the counseling boards of the colleges. We help them hire teachers. We'll give them teachers if they need to fill in gaps between that. But we're a strong proponent of the college itself, because we hire a lot of mechanical engineers, a lot of business people out of the colleges, and then the trade schools and tech education. Wyoming has something to be proud of in its technical education programs, and we're not done. We have a ways to go, but we're definitely leading the country in technical education, and LNH is committed to be an active part of that and help drive that and help find those, hire those employees as they come out of there.
They also talked about why they choose to stay in Gillette.
Sure, we could live anywhere in the world. I choose to live in Gillette because Gillette's my home, and I enjoy it. I was born and raised here, so this is where we're from. This is our headquarters because we live here, and it's where we grew up. It's where all of our family is, and I enjoy Gillette. We do get to travel all over the world. Everybody wants to get out of Gillette. I wanted to get out of Gillette when I was a kid. When you get out of Gillette and you're traveling across the globe and you're having to sit in traffic and you're having to stand in lines and deal with all of the things that big cities have to come with them, it's really nice to come back and not have lines and not have traffic. Gillette's a great place in the world to live.
And I would say, I've always remembered something my dad said when I was young, when I was working here. He said, because people always asked that kind of thing, what they asked my dad, are you going to move when you retire and things, and he said that Gillette's always been good to him and he had no reason to leave, even after he retired. And so his point was Gillette's always supplied him a good living, and that's exactly right. And we couldn't have done any of these other things without our local industry. Our local industry created an opportunity for us to keep stretching out and going to other mining communities and things like that. And I have deep roots, and I'm a sentimental guy, so this is where my friends and family and you know, this is what I'm used to. I have a place at the lake here, local. I just love the idea that you could be in town and then an hour later you can be on a stream somewhere, or you know, be in the Black Hills or the Bighorns, or out on a pond somewhere. And so to me, it's a real quality of life to live in Gillette, and the local industry supplies the making a consistent living to do that. So even though Gillette might be suffering a little bit once in a while, it's still a better economy than most economies that I'm around. So I have no good reason to leave Gillette ever, and you know, I actually am going to be living on the place I grew up at. So to me, it's just my home.
Jeff provided an explanation of the unique scenery.
That's a good question, and this is actually an obsession. But our father was a collector. He collected antique firearms and some cars and things, and so I got that in my blood when I was very young. I started collecting when I was a kid, putting stuff in my bedroom, and I just was. We have an older brother, Lee Wandler. He's also a collector. But when my dad had retired, he had some health problems, and I started hanging out with him a lot. And he had old cars, so I thought I'd buy one gas pump to go with his old car. And so him and I went to an auction and bought one gas pump, and then I liked it. So then it just snowballed from there. And so this is 20 years of going to one auction and buying one gas pump. So, and you know, I got a lot of local history in here. My hope when I'm older is to put all this in a museum here, and I have a lot of local stuff that I've ended up having an opportunity to purchase and things like that. So hopefully this will all be in a public place someday that people can enjoy, if not in Gillette, somewhere in Wyoming.
And what does the future hold for the LNH Industrial family?
Obviously, like all successful companies, we've had many opportunities to sell our company along the way. Clear back to when our dad still had it, there was opportunities to sell it for him. We were a lot more minority shareholders back then, and we were very young. So we count our blessings that we didn't ever sell our company, because it's been a real solid livelihood for our families, so we want to keep it that way. So Mike and I have nurtured the third generation, coming in and working hard and really taking personal ownership in the company as far as playing a role in it and making it into a long-term career. And we've arranged the company so that they're owners now, and they'll continue to buy us out, and we'll continue it on through the third generation. And that sounds easy, but it's actually not easy. Most companies actually don't accomplish that. In fact, if we make it through the third generation, we'll be in 10% of family companies that make it through that. So we plan on being in that 10%, and we work hard at making sure we have a plan so that we're capable of keeping it in the family. So we have two nephews, Dustin Roush and Jason Percifield, who are well into their career here and who are third generation owners as we speak, and they're doing very well, and Mike and I are glad and proud to have them around, and they're really taking up our future.
Here is a look at the community calendar. There will be a lighted parade down Main Street in Newcastle on Friday, November 28th, along with other holiday events. Go to newcastlewyo.com for more information. There will also be a lighted Christmas parade in downtown Sundance at 6:30 p.m. on Friday, December 5th. For more information, visit sundancewyoming.com. Also check out the town of Buffalo on Saturday, December 6th. There will be holiday bazaars and expos along with a chili feeding Christmas parade. Visit buffalowyo.com for more information. Later on North by Northeast, a trip to the Crook County Museum. This week's featured pets come to us from the Herding Rescue Dogs of Wyoming and Sheridan. We have Sassy, a 2-year-old spayed female Australian Shepherd Border Collie mix. She is house trained and very sweet.
We also have Sebastian, a 3-year-old male Australian Shepherd. He is friendly and good with other dogs. To adopt either of these pets or for more information, you can contact the shelter at 307-752-0812, or you can visit petfinder.com and please adopt a pet. Hello, I'm here today with Val Amstad of the Campbell County Health, along with Katie Jacobson with the Campbell County School District, and they're here today to talk a little bit about a new thing actually going on in Campbell County called the Kid Clinic, if I can get that out in one sentence. I guess let's talk a little bit about what is the Kids Clinic.
Well, the Kid Clinic is a school-based healthcare center.
Okay.
It was started as a project with the school district and Campbell County Health to bring medical services and behavioral health services to students. Back in 2008, Campbell County School District was awarded a Safe Schools Healthy Students grant. And in that grant, we began providing behavioral health services for students. And about halfway through that 5-year grant process, we realized we needed to do something to sustain those services because we were seeing exponential increases in students needing behavioral health. And school-based healthcare centers really seem to be the way to go as an opportunity to sustain that opportunity and grow and expand to provide medical services in addition to the behavioral health services.
Okay.
Yep, and the Kids Clinic is the very first school-based healthcare system here in Wyoming, and one of the very only school-based healthcare systems that offer healthcare and behavioral health services to a whole district.
Okay.
As well.
And when you're talking about healthcare and behavioral services, I guess go a little bit further detail. What exactly does that mean, especially probably the behavioral side?
Well, behavioral health care includes individual and family counseling for our students and then their siblings from age 2 and up. Well, actually, any student in the county can receive services, whether they're a Campbell County school district student or they attend private or homeschool.
Oh, okay.
But behavioral health is mental health services, individual family health counseling, as well as substance abuse counseling services and evaluations.
And on the medical side, we offer well child visits, sports physicals, we do sick visits as well. We do walk-in appointments, and we do like you can come and make an appointment with us as well.
Okay, great. And obviously this is a kind of a group effort here between Campbell County Health and the school district. Talk a little bit about how you guys staff this, I guess.
Well, the Kid Clinic is entirely staffed by Campbell County Health employees. We have 3 counselors that are here. 2 are part-time, 1 is full-time from behavioral health services, as well as a case manager from behavioral health services. And then on the medical side,
we have a physician assistant, which is me, and then a nurse as well. And we deal with the same case manager as the behavioral health does.
Okay.
And then the Kid Clinic also employs a full-time receptionist and a clinic supervisor.
Okay, great. And now if somebody does want services, say there's a student out there that needs services, how does that work? I guess do the parents contact you, or do the kids kind of initiate that? How does that work?
There's kind of multiple ways to access the Kid Clinic. If you are seeking behavioral health services for a child, the route that we would like you to go is to work through your school counselor and have a referral made. If parents are uncomfortable working with their school counselor, or if the child, say, attends Job Hall 2 where there isn't a school counselor, they can contact Student Support Services, which is myself or my coworker Jessica Diaz. Our phone number is 686-7198. We process those referrals. And then on the medical side,
we have, you can either walk in to come and see us. We always require that a parent is with the patient for the first visit. At that point, they can sign a parental consent form, which allows the patient to be seen without the parent here if they get sick at school. So if they get sick at school, they go to the school nurse, and the nurse thinks they need further medical care. We offer transportation from the school to here. However, the parents have to specifically sign a consent for transportation as well. But then they can get sent to us from the school. We can see them, and if they're okay, they can go back, or the parents would have to come pick them up from here.
Okay. Okay, great. And I guess also I know you guys have like a mobile unit. You want to talk a little bit about that?
We do. Through the initial grant that we received from HRSA, we were able to acquire a big RV. And in that RV, we're able to provide both medical and behavioral health services. Primarily right now what we have been able to use it for is things like the Campbell County Junior Football Association. We were there Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays providing some medical care if kids get injured on the football field.
Oh, okay.
We've also been at soccer tournaments, and we're always looking for opportunities to utilize it. We've taken it down to do dental screenings down at Cottonwood in Wright. We're just always looking for unique ways to reach our students and provide them some extra services.
Sounds great.
Exactly. And in the future, we're really hoping that once a month we can try and hit different schools and go to different schools during the day to offer medical and behavioral health services to them during the school day as well.
Okay, great. And I guess also, why should a parent or students use this service? Why is this a great service versus some of the other options out there?
Well, this service is actually really good because, if a family is unable to pay, we do offer different services with our case managers, set up different opportunities for them to get help in order to pay, but we do not turn anybody down here for inability to pay. On top of that, we offer outstanding medical and behavioral health services, and I feel that Campbell County really, for the kids, is underserved, and we really need to get more behavioral and medical services to the children. So this is a way to do it, and a way to kind of, expand the medical care in the behavioral health field here in Gillette.
Another good reason why someone would want to use the Kid Clinic is it's a great integration between the school and a student's overall well-being. And so we can really connect and have contact with the student's school, their school nurse or their school counselor or their classroom teacher, to really kind of combine what does the students need, or even what does the families need, so that we can keep that kid in school, so we can help them to be academically successful, and increase our graduation rates and our success rates in school. So it's really a good integration of all kinds of services.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's great that Campbell County is able to do something like this, being the first.
We're the first in the state.
Yeah.
We're really
very
excited about that.
Yeah, great. Now, if somebody is, interested in contacting you guys, you're located in Hillcrest, or the old Hillcrest Elementary. Talk about hours, and are you guys open just the school year, or how's that work?
Nope, we'll be open year-round. Okay. On our end, we're open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. You can get a hold of us by calling us at 688-8700. We're at 800 Butler Spaith Road, so the old Hillcrest, like you said. So.
Okay, great. Anything else you guys would like to touch on?
I don't think so.
I think that's
covered it all.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
We're here with Rocky Kershanian. He is the director of the Crook County Historical Museum. Is that correct? We're here at the Crook County Museum. And Rocky, why don't you start off by telling us a little bit of the history of the museum?
The museum was actually started around 1938, and it was housed in a small building on the courthouse square where the courthouse is now. And then in 1964, they closed it down. Well, when they rebuilt the courthouse in 72, they designated an area down in the basement for the new museum in 72. So all the artifacts are artifacts from the pioneer settlers, and from the Native Americans to the settlers of the county, from Moorcroft, Hewlett, Beulah, Alva, Aladdin, the whole surrounding area.
What are some of the big displays that you have here that people really come to see?
One nice one is the one we're looking at now, is the Vor Buffalo Jump. And then we also have the Sundance Kid exhibit, which explains how he ended up getting his name and how he ended up in Sundance and why he was jailed here for the 18 months. And then we have a great gun exhibit, which really surprises people. And then the rest is just the lifestyle and the homesteaders of Crook County.
What when people come from out of town, out of state, what are they most surprised by?
The size. We've got over 7,000 artifacts in here, and then I've got 7,000 in storage. So, just the size of it, you think of in the basement, it'd be one room, and it's a pretty extensive exhibit we have down here.
Well, 7,000 artifacts in storage. How often do you get an opportunity to change things out to kind of keep things fresh for those that want to come?
I have probably half my exhibits get completely changed every year. Okay. And then my permanent exhibits, I rotate artifacts inside of them every year.
So right now, the museum is located down here in the basement. It's been here since 1972. What are the future plans for the museum?
We're actually working on a old stone schoolhouse called Old Stony, which is just catty corner from the courthouse now. 1923, beautiful sandstone building, 3 stories, approximately 15,000 square feet in it. And it will be the Crook County Museum and Cultural Center when we finish up on the renovations.
Excellent. And do you have is there a hopeful opening date, or are you just kind of leaving that open?
Our hopeful opening day is within 5 years.
Now, there are a couple of other artifacts as I was kind of walking around I just want to touch on a little bit. The school bell. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
That sat outside the Old Stony. It was the original school bell that rang to let the kids know the school was in session. And it did not sit in the building. It was outside on a dike. And the janitor would ring it from his little room inside the school building.
Very fun, very fun. So that's on display here, you can see that. And then also there's a big silver ball. What's that?
Back in 1884, the Founding Fathers built the courthouse. And one of the Founding Fathers, Lester Mock, was one of the very early settlers, and he was a tinsmith. So they were looking for a lightning rod ball, and he designed it and did all the mathematics to get that right size, the right sphere, and they're all strips of zinc that are soldered together. So it's from the original 1884 courthouse.
What are your hours so people know when they can come by?
Winter hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. And between Labor Day and Memorial Day, we're open 7 days a week from 8 to 4.
7 days a week, excellent. So come on over on the weekend and enjoy the show.
Yeah, during the summer.
During the summer.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Rocky, thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you.